Ansah Kwao IV, Vandal Shipping inside Community 25. Well, folks, you know it. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Another beautiful opportunity given us to meet up and perform radio's finest ritual. A ritual that for many years has provoked our conscience, asked us to think and relook at things. A ritual that has created a family of pro-Ghanaians. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Every Monday at this time, only on Joy 99.7 FM. And our topic today, folks, water was life. Once upon a time, water was life. Folks, let's all gather and make truth good. I may sound like a broken record. I have said this many times before, and indeed I believe in it. Absolutely believe in it. And today I want you to pay attention to it, folks. We derive our morals from our ancestry. We derive our wisdom, folks, from our ancestry. Everything else we do, we just polish it and build up on it. But the fundamental morals and the fundamental wisdom that guides a people is derived from their ancestry. So as we demonize, or the more we demonize our ancestry, the more we move away from it, the more we lose our morals and our wisdom. It will not matter how much schooling we do or how far we go in school. Doesn't matter how much mosque or church we attend. Our actions will appear strange if we move away from our ancestry. But obviously, ancestral things are not very popular. Ancestor, not just say, something devilish, something heathenism, something's antichrist, anti-God. As soon as you say ancestor, now, all alarm bells start ringing. Bearing in mind, if you're white and prominent and significant, then you're a saint. But if you're black, prominent and significant, then you're an ancestor. And saint worship is fine, but ancestral worship is wrong. And so we don't even bother going back to what is wrong to find out what it is we can seek from there. Folks, we have become like a man dressed as a woman pretending to be a man. We have become like a man dressed like a woman pretending to be a man. Yeah, you're confused. Folks, this is the time for Sankofa. The great Idinkra symbol with the bird going back and picking up an egg. This is the time for Sankofa. We must go back, folks. If there's ever going to be any hope for us, folks, we must go back to this God-forsaken, this feared, this unpopular, this whatever it is that we have tagged it into this ancestry. Rebrand it. Re-educate ourselves about the need to go back to our ancestry if there's ever going to be any hope for us. Folks, when the caution of water supply being a problem started, I thought we were stretching the argument a bit. Oh, it's your better, you import water and this, and I was thinking, there's too many water. Yes, destroying one river was, too bad enough, but there was many fresh water bodies up and down the country. How can water be a problem? Folks, we have literally attacked all water bodies apart from the Volta. Maybe a bit of the Densu. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Big rivers, giant rivers. We managed to just attack and destroy it. Ghana Water Company just shutting down plants one after the other because the water is just beyond cleaning for any consumption. Wow. We have a habit of permitting wrongdoing and treating it as normal. Oh, we they normal. We they say normal. But this must be on top. This must be the cherry on the cake, to destroy one's own source of fresh water and look at it as normal. The army, the Air Force, the Navy, the police, commandos, national security, everybody just looking on, helpless, overwhelmed. Numbers are just too much. We are arguing. Either classify them as red zones, no-go area, state of emergency, shoot to kill, name it. Everybody's throwing anything in there to see if something would stick. But the bottom line is, there can never, ever, 100, 200% be development in a country whose water bodies are destroyed. It is impossible. We can big push, we can mighty push, we can big pull. So far as you don't have good environment, or your environment is destroyed, you can push as far as you can. You will never be a developed country. And we are desperate to become a good developed country with structures and discipline. We are desperate. And so every time when we are marking our yardstick, we are looking at Singapore's and Malaysia's. We don't come down to the sub-Saharan and compare ourselves to the countries here. No. We look at the big boys who we started with and think we should be there. But this one will set us far back. Good old Abeku Sankofi sent me a message. He says, Nana, you won't believe it. When they are going onto the Galamsey site, they buy themselves bottled water and they take it to the site to go and destroy the same water which they would have needed to drink. Our level of ignorance has sunk beyond human understanding. Yes. Our insatiable need for quick money, our shortcutism has gone beyond human understanding. But I say, if we are going to treat Galamsey, folks, you must look at the population intake. That is also a major factor. We are bringing in numbers which are growing faster than the economy is growing. So the economy cannot create enough jobs for the numbers coming in. And therefore, they will find any means to go survive. We have also built a politics where I let you do what you want and you vote for me, and therefore we have become enablers. But this time, the chicken is coming home to roost, and we shall all be affected. Bear in mind the profit craze of the average Ghanaian businessman. Very soon, the bottled water company is going to see that, oh yes, now they're depending on us for water. And a bottle of water will probably be 12 cedis. Oh yes. They would start piling on their profit and cashing in. They will cash in on our ignorance. And excuse me to say, maybe our stupidity. They will start cashing in. They will start cashing in. So if we destroy all the waters, and now come back to, literally, bottled water and sachet water, they will start piling on the profit very soon. And then the very people will turn around and say, oh, the president should come and help us. The same people, you go to the towns now and they say, oh, no, leave the Galamsey people because business is good. Let them go. Oh, they are opening guest houses here. They are opening shops here. People are coming into the town. The town is growing. So please, don't stop the galamsey. Just let them pollute the water and go. And then when they go and the businesses come down, the same people will queue up and say, come to our rescue. Folks, we are a people who valued water to the extent that almost every river has rights performed for him or her. We gave waters a gender identification. It should be either so your ban or bema. We gave waters a gender identification so that we knew how it is that we related to them. And if the water was a woman, they believe women are quite temperamental. Because if the river was a man, you could have a bit more liberty, dealing with a man than you dealt with a woman. And they gave that respect to the water. And certain days that the water wanted to sleep or didn't want anybody in there, nobody went to the water. Folks, we use waters that run through our towns to curse and to bless and to heal. Betumi afa dia bodia, betumi afa dia sawyare dia dwaro, dia shouting. That is our relationship with water. Every chief worth is salt. If you're going to perform any rites in the palace or anywhere near, you need the running water that runs through your town. So biba. Sumum so biba de beyamane. So what happened to us? Folks, you don't farm near water. These are just the basic rules. You don't farm near water. You don't, basically chop down the trees near water. You don't use foreign materials in water. Folks, you don't even fight near water. So if Kofi and Amma had a beef and they met at the river body, they couldn't fight. They will have to fetch their water, come, a distance away from the water. No, we respected and feared water. Use water to bless and to curse. Folks, we literally coexisted with water. I mean, the rights of the water in the town, you'll be amazed. If it was a human being, you'll be amazed. Or he's like a speaker of parliament. I don't know. Absolute respect. You don't go to that river on Tuesday and nobody goes there on Tuesday. You don't fish on certain times and nobody will fish on certain times. So what happened to us? Suddenly we have all the degrees, all the so-called enlightenment, brofo akese, degrees akese, letters, schools, universities opening left, right, and center. And what happened to us? I watched one guy being interviewed, right? And he was on a galamsey pit. And he had literally, vacated from university. So he's come to do galamsey to get money to go and pay for school and then continue school. I thought, Jesus Christ. You've gone through primary, JSS, SS to university. And all this time, I'm sure either he goes to a Sunday school, a church, or a mosque or something, just say, all these institutions to university, which is the highest. And there's nothing along the line that taught this boy, say, you can't go and destroy water to get money to come and pay school fees. Just said this whole institution has failed him, completely failed him. Completely failed him. Just wasting his time in university. Oberia Babeye, complete nuisance to the world. University. Go and damage your river body, get money, and come back to continue university. You're coming back to university for what? Folks, you're coming back to university for what? But that's where we have gotten to. Folks, that's where we have gotten to. Folks, Nana, the traditional authority. Nananum, the traditional authority. We who were custodians of all these rites that were performed for rivers. What happened to us? We who protected the thickest, everything, every town had a thickest. Every town had the thickest that we had to protect. So what happened to us? Folks, in almost every palace you go, things are done in threes. They knock 3 times, I go, they'll pour libation 3 times, they do everything 3 times, saying that you, as now the spiritual head of the town, anything you do, any action you take, you bear in mind that those who are unborn should not be affected. Those who are living should benefit. And those who are dead and gone, you should be able to face them and say, I did this. I built this. I protected that. I expanded the territory. And so everything is done in threes. And sometimes it looks like a concert because you're entering the stool room. You know there's nobody in there other than your stools, but you knock 3 times. I go. You're constantly being reminded that people who are unborn should not suffer the decisions you take today. Look at us. Folks, look at us. Yes, I know Nananum are now appealing to the government to say, listen, if you're summoned to the palace and you don't come, it should become an offense to give Nananum a bit more summoning power. But I'm telling you, even in the absence of that, if I call you to my palace and you don't come, you don't want to be comfortable in my town. So yes, that's one thing about power. There's nothing like small power or big power. And I've told you this story before. This guy who was quite rude, and in town, really gave it to me in town. Few months later, his sister died. And I said, the cemetery is full. And they had to take the body and go and bury it in Ghana. And it was such, and Accra, it was such a big blow to the family. This is a woman who'd lived. I said, no. That's how we live here. You won't believe it. Few months later, the brother died. They came to the palace with their schnapps and this and sheep and everything to come and apologize for the behavior. So you see, somehow there's ways and means. So I'm urging us. You come to the little republic, right? And at this rule that you don't cut down a tree. I don't care. Even if it's on your pillow, don't touch the tree. If you want to cut it, as soon as it germinates, unplug it. But if it grows to become a tree, don't chop it down. Now I had to have a few enemies and go against the grain and people who did not like you or support you. But eventually it stood. So yes, I'm not saying people would still cut a tree every here and there, but that 1 ton felling of trees subsided. And case closed. Case closed. So I believe that maybe Nananum should now come to the forefront of this fight. Now bear in mind, now I don't know, there are so many people, individuals who say, oh, I have land in this place and therefore I have given my land to A or B to come and mine on it. No, I'm saying it's not done. It is absolutely not done. Number one, a great percentage of people who own land within towns were just given the land because, look, I live in Edumasa. Ziggy moves into Edumasa, says, Ziggy, look, take this patch, do your farm so you can feed your wife and your children and also Odebesome. So he's just on the patch of land and he's living on it for years. You know, he passes away, his children take it until they haven't bought it, but they use it. But even if Ziggy came and says, Nana, I'm buying this land, I'm sure he didn't say I'm buying it to do mining. He bought it for farming. And therefore, at no circumstance or at any point do you say I'm cutting down my cocoa trees or I'm cutting down my coconut trees and I'm giving the land to some miners because my ancestors were, you know, my father and my grandfather used this land. Debbie, you're not allowed to do that. Because, I mean, if it's gotten to the place where the water company is literally shutting down the taps, it is embarrassing, it is humiliating, it is degrading, and it is the lowest within the human chain. I think it ranks amongst the lowest. It ranks amongst the lowest. And we must redeem ourselves. So maybe the National House of Chiefs, maybe the Regional House of Chiefs, maybe the Traditional House of Chiefs should weigh in this, and come with a game plan and, you know, enforce, give Nananum that backbone to go back and say enough is enough. And if Nananum themselves are into it, then obedi Madama, because to live in a country and destroy your own water and now resort to bottled water and sachet water, and it is below the belt. Sankofa. Sankofa, I've always said that if we are going to move forward, we must go back to become Ghanaians, to become blacks, before we'll be able to move forward. 0302 216 541. If you're on WhatsApp, it's 055 1111 997. 055 1111 997. Benjamin is in Adenta. Hello, Benjamin.
Hi, Nana. How are you?
I'm very good.
Well, I'm with you on this topic. I think we have the same thing, but I would disagree with some of the points that you raised.
Sure.
Especially with the chiefs. The chiefs are an integral part of this galamsey. I've said on this show before that you just go to the forest, do some thatch house and be there. You will see the chief, the Asaf will come for you. Build. I build in sometimes very distant areas. And anytime I start building, they come for digging fees. They are from the royal family. Their Asaf are everywhere. So there's no way that anybody can start galamsey and the chiefs are indulging us that they are not aware. That is not true. Today, you can give the chiefs the law that they are talking about, which is not enforced, but then they have no powers. A chief can summon you, and you there nothing will not go. Look at what happened to the Asante Man, the funeral. I mean, nobody can move. Nobody moved. And I was too complaining that even the concession has been taken over by Galamsey. Please, they are just throwing that into our eyes. This law would come. You know what will happen? They'll tell you we need police officers. Oh, they'll give the police escort. Oh, they'll tell you they need the military. Oh, they'll tell you now we need people from America to come and fight for us. Please, the chief has enormous power. They can even buy you from a village. They can say, don't come here. And they ask for permission or not. Look at Ghana community. When they say ban on noise making, who dare you make noise? I mean, just make noise. They will come for your equipment. And so they have enormous choice, and they are the problem this country is having. Now, you also blame the people. I mean, always I say, we. Please, Ghanaians are not being guaranteed. criminals are different from Ghanaians. They are doing the galamsey. They are not Ghanaians. A criminal cannot be called a Ghanaian. Never. So a few people are engaged in this, and some are politicians. They are known. Some are facing trial. Some are starting. Every now and then there are talks. John Mahama told us he will declare a state of emergency. Declare it. Oh, we have enormous powers. We cannot do. Now they got 9 months. Very nice news. 9 months. If you wait and see what will happen. You see, we have to run, but don't blame us. Don't say we. Me, I have not done anything. Majority of Ghanaians are living their peaceful lives. Criminals are out there engaged in galamsey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. It says, hi, Nana, please, good evening. What are you saying is true. We should invoke the gods and the ancestral spirit at national issues. Even at corruption and malfeasance act in public office. These are behavior of engaging in all manner of illegal act, and when it starts affecting on us, we tend to be calling on government to come to our aid, even as we are the problem, even as we are the same people who caused our predicament. What kind of a people are we? The gods must come in. Francis in Accra, 0302 216 541 or 055 11 11 997. 055 11 11 997. And Tony is in Spintex. Hello, Tony.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
That's quite interesting. You know, before the election, everybody thought that, even to the extent that people said Nanado was being unsafe. We have politicized this thing, and that is where the problem is today. Somebody said, oh, if we came to power within 1 week, we can get this thing done in 4. Let us politicize this. Let everybody come on board. The fight should not be politicized. Keep everybody, including politicians, let's all come together and fight this thing. As for the politics, you can do that and win power. The reality will hit you, and then you'll be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, too. 0302216541. Kujawu, Nurse Extraordinaire, says our ancestors are evil, but not that of the white man's saint. And this indoctrination is terrible, to the extent that people will come after you if you talk about an ancestor or ancestors. I don't understand why my grandma, who's my best of the best, will become evil because she's dead. That's her only crime. Imoro Al-Hassan. Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi, my brother. Nana.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm very good.
Thank you very much for your topic. But I have a different view from your presentation.
Sure.
Yes, I think the view that many people are holding in Ghana will never help us. I think we are not thinking well. God has given us something to develop it, and it is underground. The country is producing a whole lot of workforce that we cannot create job for. Now, this gold must be mined and be used to develop the country. The simplest thing to do is government. Why can't government mobilize the resources set up mining sectors, employ people who will be supervising to mine it responsibly without destroying the environment. Those who will be recovering the environment after the mining has taken place without destroying the water. It will create millions of jobs for people. Why are people saying that they should stop the galamsey? They should stop the mining and God will take his gold, or future generation will come and mine it, or it will never be mined forever. They have shown us a way. Why can't government just mobilize resources? Look, this gold mine, there are people who have money who come and sit down and recruit people and be paying them amounts of money to be mining, and they'll be taking the gold. Why can't government do that? Can't you also set up a system, let people mine, you'll be paying them daily and be taking the gold? Why can't the country do that? Look, nobody can stop it, because you can't leave the minerals underground for God to come and pick it, or for some future generation to come and mine it. It doesn't make sense. All the professors, the doctors, and blah blah blah. Stop the gun and say fighting, shoot and kill. What kind of mentality is that? Where is it coming from? No wonder we are here. People are not thinking. You leave people to come and mine the thing and go free. When government could use it to create jobs, why can't we employ a lot of security forces who can police for responsible mining? Or there's no responsible mining on earth. Nana,
Imoro, that's a good thought.
it is not possible.
That's
I don't get it. So I think that we have to re-strategize. Otherwise, nobody can stop it. It is not possible. The more you fight them, the more they will come. So let's get a better way. You let government sack all the mining companies, set up mining. People are doing it. Set up mining camps, police them to mine. People come, the multinationals come to mine and give us 5%, 10%. Is that what we want? When you can get 100%? When our people cannot mine, those days we couldn't mine. That's why they were bringing the multinationals. Sack all of them.
Imoro, thank you very much for that thought. Nana Nketia is in Spinkters. Hello, Nana. Oh, Nana, your reception. Nana, I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Let's try again.
Please.
The line is really breaking. Hello, who's talking to me?
Saint OJ here.
St. OJ. It's been a while. Let me hear you.
Yes, Nana. The Jidi that was from here. Come to the
Amen.
The situation in this country, I always analyze it to my students like this. The country is like a passenger on the roadside who saw a train going somewhere and he jumped into it. He didn't ask, where is the train coming from? Where is the train going? It just jumped into it. And for that matter, we don't know where we are going. We don't know where we are coming. You see, when, as a country, when it favors us, we say we are Christians. When it doesn't, we say we are Africans. Sometimes we say we are traditional people. We are lost. So I'm sure you are calling for intelligence retrogression. Because the speed at which we are going, which we also don't know where we are going, it is difficult. I don't know any country on earth that developed with another person's culture. In fact, when you mentioned the previous caller, I was thinking you're calling a mentor, Nana Ansah, who always said, it is only us who worship our God in another person's image. The black man whose God is white. As a Jimmy Kakao eating. And so until we're able to retrace our steps back to where we are supposed to be, it'll be difficult. You see, Nana, this Galamsey thing, I have been to Western North, I've been to all the Galamsey regions. And it was interesting when I heard the president say, oh, there are about 4 million people, their livelihoods are people doing Galamsey. They don't need money for livelihood. They are not in the pits. They are not destroying the rivers because they are hungry or they need money to pay their fees. No. They are just like the young people who are doing fraud. They want to buy a car their entire family cannot buy. They want to... It's not an easy thing I'm talking about. If you see these fraud boys and the miners, the kind of life they want to live. Now, if you listen to the social commentary on it, and what I have seen, anywhere there is Galamsey, there is prostitution. The ladies move there. Why? Because a certain lifestyle goes on there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we are yet to have people who can think to rule over us. May God be with you, Nana.
Thank you so much, Saint OJ. Good evening, Nana. I have been enjoying your programs for many years now. Please, can you stay on Galamsey until we get results? Nana, good evening. Once again, it's sad how we are seriously destroying our water bodies today in the name of illegal mining. Everyone must add their voice to say no. To this practice. Our ancestors are disappointed in us, and very soon they will rise up and deal with us. This is Clarissa Big Moose. Good evening to you, Mr. Carl Ampa. Send me a picture of the Volta Lake. He says, I took this yesterday. Beautiful and pristine. Let me try. Nana Katia is back on the line. Hello, Nana Katia.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening. It's a better line.
It's very worrisome when you hear issues like this. You see, the main issue in this country is that, one, we don't have public service work. Our public service is not working. Our TV license is not working. There's no structure. Even we don't have a cultural policy working. So what are we doing to ourselves? If you compare yourself to Singapore and other nations, all these nations have cultural.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Our leaders must tell us on what cultural policy they are governing the nation. That is my take. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you so much to you, Nana Nkatia. Good evening, Nana. That reminds me, you saw the recently held late Asante Hima's funeral. After showcasing the culture of the Asante Hine at the event, the missionaries, God worship was later resorted to. What does that mean? Edem, North Kaneshi. God is worshipped in many forms. God is worshipped in many forms, Edem. Folks, I think we have gone beyond all jokes. And we have treated so many things as normal. Oh, when they drive normal, when they say normal, you get so many road crashes on the road, thousands will die. Oh, normal. But now I think we're looking at millions. Folks, now we're looking at millions. A friend of mine went to a funeral somewhere near Wasekropon, right? And apparently on their way back, there were this big fresh contemporary, and somebody had come from a farm. They stopped and immediately thought, and they moved. That's how bad things are. That's how bad things are. That, buying vegetables, you want to even find out where the vegetables came from. Where the vegetables came from. Children are dying, diseases, kidneys failing, young people getting strokes, water companies shutting down water, all because somebody says I'm unemployed. That's it. I'm unemployed. I must get some money. And that's the only reason. That's the only reason. And as St. OJ is saying, they're not even looking for the kinky and official. They want to buy their Corolla, their white Mercedes with the DV plates on it, show off. Well, the international producers, we can only say thank you to you, Oliver, Ziggy, and Anita. Thank you so much. The news bulletin is up next. Kofi Hayford will come and give you some soul-searching songs while we reflect on why it is that we got here. I'm Nana Ansah Kwao IV. Next Monday, God willing, we'll be back to do this all over again.